Lily. Today I'm going to read you the story Princess in the Tower. Princess in the Tower. 옥스포드리딩트리 Level 9. Princess in the Tower. Okay, let's read it. Do you want to come outside to play football with us? asked Chip. Biff shook her head. No, thanks. I'm writing a story for homework. I'm going to help Biff with story ideas, said Wilma. What kind of story is it? asked Wilf. I have to make up a new fairy tale, explained Biff. I know, you could write one where a brave knight rescues a princess from a tower, suggested Wilf. Biff sighed. Why is it never princesses who need rescuing? She asked. The boys went outside to play. Biff and Wilma had fun talking about more ideas for Biff's story. Suddenly, the magic key began to glow. It was time for an adventure. What exciting place are we going to this time? Biff wondered. A moment later, they found themselves staring at a thick stone wall. Where are we? Biff asked, looking around at a gloomy room. There was not much furniture, only two small beds and an old table. Wilma tried to open the wooden door. It wouldn't budge, she said. Biff was puzzled. Why has the magic brought us to a locked, empty room? She asked. Then a nervous voice from behind one of the beds said, Who are you? The room was locked, but it was not empty. The boys came out from the hiding place. The one who had just spoken was around Wilma's age. The other was much younger, and he looked at the girls with wide, frightened eyes. The girl told them their names. How did you get in here? asked the older boy. Well, Wilma began. Before she could say more, there was the sound of heavy footsteps from the other side of the door. It was followed by the rattle of metal keys. Quick, whispered the younger boy to Biff and Wilma. Hide! The two girls ducked down behind one of the beds just before the door opened. Two girls entered. The shorter one sat down a tray. Here is some food for the spoiled little princess, he said with a smirk. The only thing the tray was stale bread. The taller girl scowled at the boys. Your cousin Edward is crowned king later today, he told them. So we've given you extra bread, added the first girl. To celebrate! The two boys sat in silence until the man left, locking the door behind them. Wilma and Biff stood up. What's going on? asked Wilma. Why are you locked in this awful place? I am Prince George and this is my brother Harry. The older boys put an arm around his brother's shoulders. We are here because our cousin Edward betrayed us. A few weeks ago, the old king died, he said. He was a good king, but he had no children, so who was going to be king next? Harry glanced up at his big brother. The king's advisors looked at family charts and worked out that it should be George, he said. A ship was sent to bring us to the city, continued George, but as soon as we arrived, Edward's men captured us. Why? asked Wilma. Because Edward wants to be king, said Harry, so he got George and me out of the way. George nodded. They brought us here and locked us up. I don't understand, said Biff. Why isn't everybody looking for you? Harry was close to tears. Edward told them that our ship sank in a storm. Everybody thinks we're lost at sea. George looked miserable. Once Edward had been crowned today, it won't matter, he said. Then we'll just have to get you out of here today, said Biff firmly. She started checking the room's only window. It's no good, said George. We might fit through the window, but it's too high to jump from. We're not going to jump, Biff replied, pointing at the beds. First, we make the twist those sheets into ropes. Wilma pulled the sheet off the beds as Biff explained her plan. Later, the girls returned. Once again, the door crashed open. We've got another lovely treat for you, spoiled little princesses, sneered the short girl. This time, he was carrying only water. His nasty smile vanished when he saw that the room was empty. The two girls looked at the window and the rope made from sheets "Oh no," he groaned. They've escaped. The girls ran to the narrow window and peered out. Below them, the knotted sheets dangled halfway down the side of the stone tower. "What's Edward going to do when he finds out?" asked the short girl nervously. "We'll just have to catch them and bring them back before he finds out," replied the taller one. "Let's get the other girls." Without another word, they charged out through the door. After the girls left, the room was quiet. Finally, a voice from under one of the beds said, "I think it's okay to come out now." Biff and Wilma came out from under one bed, and the two princesses came out from under the other. Wilma looked at the open door and grinned. "That was a great trick, Biff. Climbing down the rope would have been much too dangerous." In the distance, they heard a sound of bells. "They are calling people to be crowning," said George. "There might still be time to stop it." At the bottom of the tower, George pointed to a castle in the distance. "Edward will be crowned in the Great Hall," he explained. "Come on." Wilma held him back. "No, wait," he said. "The guards will be looking for you." "That's true," said Biff. "Wilma and I will run straight to the Great Hall and delay the crowning. You two go the long way round. Stick to the quiet streets and make sure no one sees you." "But how will you delay the crowning?" asked George. "Leave that to us," grinned Wilma. The girls had not gone very far when they passed a group of girls looking for the princesses. "A good thing George and Harry aren't with us," whispered Beth. "Let's hope they make it to the Great Hall in the time," said Wilma. In the Great Hall, a crowd of lords and ladies had gathered to see Edward be crowned as king. Apart from Edward, nobody looked very happy about it. "Do you promise to protect the kingdom and its people?" the keeper of the crown asked Edward. Yes, answered Edward impatiently. Under his breath, he muttered, "Skip to the part where I become queen. Where I become king." The keeper of the crown lifted the crown up, ready to place it on Edward's head. "Stop!" rang out of a voice from the back of the hall. There was a gasp as all the lords and ladies turned to look at Biff and Wilma. Biff pointed at Edward. "He can't become king. Prince George is still alive." Edward scored. "Rubbish," he shouted. "We all know that George is gone. Guards, arrest them." The girls did their best to catch them, but Wilma and Biff sprinted up a set of stone stairs and raced along a balcony. They stopped when they saw a line of girls in front of them too. They were trapped. The girls glanced down at the doors, smiled. "Your plan has failed, Edward," said Wilma. Prince George was marching into the hall. Harry ran behind him. "What's going on?" demanded the keeper of the crown. "Edward lied to you all," George announced. "I'm here to be crowned king." He no longer seemed like a frightened boy. He seemed like a future king. Edward tried to run, but a couple of girls stopped him. The girls ran downstairs to sound of loud cheers. George turned to them both and nodded gratefully. "Thank you," he said. "You rescued us." You're welcome," said Wilma with a big grin. Harry was jumping up and down with excitement. "Georgie!" he cried, tugging on his big brother's sleeve. "Can our new friends stay in the castle too? Can they?" Biff smiled. The magic key had already begun to glow. You will be a good king, George," she said. Then the magic key took them home. Biff and Wilma had not been back in Biff's room very long before Chip and Will picked round the door again. "Have you finished your story yet?" asked Chip. "Not quite," said Biff, "but I've got some great ideas for what to write about." Bye!